Hello everybody and welcome to the very first episode of the Road to Glory that is going to be happening on my channel. This series is going to be with Yeovil Town and we are obviously going to be trying to get to the Barclays Premier League as quick as we can. And we've set ourselves a few targets, like we can only buy players from the league that we're in at the start of the season. So obviously we're in League 2, we can only buy players from League 2. But let's get straight into the season and see how well we can do. So as you guys can see, we do accept our invitation to the cup and we pick the one with the most money. And here we are at the start of the season. We to be fair, our things are pretty good. We have a training injury right at the start, but that's fine. But I decided to recall all our scouts just so that we can save them for like getting ideas on players. And as you can see, we've got pretty good objectives. I'm quite happy with them. So then, as you can see, this is the team that we are dealing with. I obviously went with my favourite formation, which is the 4-1-4-1. And I decided to move my players around and see what players I'm dealing with. And it came to my attention that we're very low on defenders and wingers. So that is what we're going to be aiming for in the transfer window. So then, as you can see, straight away from me looking at the team, I went straight into the squad report just to see what players I have that are actually on loan at the club, because I don't really like having players on loan at the club. So I decided to terminate that loan deal and go on the transfer market to look for some players that are on that I can actually buy instead of them being on loan at the club. And then straight after we looked at the players, I decided to go and set up a youth scout. Even though the youth development things aren't very important in this career mode, I decided that it would be really beneficial for us if we did actually have a youth scout, and I decided to send him to England for 9 or 3 months? I can't remember. 3 months. And we're going to see how well he can do there. So the first targets I'm going for in this series are right backs, and obviously since we're sticking to League 2, I looked in League 2 and I looked through all of the right backs, and I tried to pick the youngest ones, the ones I'd definitely be able to get, so that I have a bit more rotation depth in the squad. Then straight after that, I went straight into the sell players and looked at all of the players that I have on loan at the club and terminated their loans. So I made a list of all of the types of players that we needed and got rid of everyone on loan at the club, because I just don't like the idea of having people on loan there. So after getting rid of all of those players, it was very clear to me that we do not have a lot of players at all. So once I fiddled with whatever players we did have, I went straight onto the transfer market, and yeah, we had to look for centre mid, right mid and left mid positions, because we literally have no players in the club. So I went for young players that played in these leagues, and I tried to go for players that didn't really have a high potential, just so we can get them on the cheap and I can train them up to be better players in the future. So then after the training, we go straight into the first game of this series, and it's against Ferrara, and we win 3-1. So straight after the second game and the training, we move into the second game of the season. But I do actually have a fiddle around with the team and make sure everyone is playing in the team. Even though we do not really have a lot of depth, I still try to make sure that different people were playing. And this game is against, what was the team again? For Kelly. And unfortunately, we do lose 2-0. So straight after that game, we get all of the scouts in for all of the players that we put in for. And I go through and I try and purchase every single player that I can. And I just go for a little bit more than their valuation, because that's what it told me to do. So we can just hope that we get these players, because it'll add such a big depth to our squad ready for the big season. And I really can't wait for it. It's going to be really good. So then straight after all of those offers, I went into the team and I've tried to mess it around for the third game of the season. And we are really struggling for places, so I really need these offers to come in as soon as possible. So straight after I said that, we do get our offers back. This one unfortunately got rejected, so I buffed it up a little bit more. We have 3 that are unacceptable, which was understandable because I didn't really pay a lot of money for them. So I decided to buff up the offer a little bit. But there is one that did accept, and that was Luton for this left midfielder. I put in his wages, I gave him a squad rotation role, and let's hope that he can accept that. But we're going to move straight into the third game against Benevento. I really can't wait until we're in League 2 and we get easier pronouncing names, but we do in fact win. So this now offer from Leyton Orient was also unacceptable, so we decided to buff it up a little bit more. Hopefully we can get these players on the cheap, because we don't really want to be spending a lot of money this early in the season. So we go straight into training. We want to get this young striker and young goalkeeper up in training as much as possible, because they will be our future players and they will be developing the most in seasons to come. So then once the training was done, I then advanced a day and we got some things in the office. Crew Alexandra accepted our bid for Callum Ainley, so we put in his wages, we gave him the squad rotation role, and we wait to see what is said on him. And Carlisle have accepted the loan deal for Jordan Holt. Now I remember I said I didn't like people on loan, but this one's different because he won't be training, he's literally there for numbers. And he won't be playing at all, he's literally there just in case. But we do get a transfer offer for Brandon Goodship. And I was thinking, he's 21, he's 52 rated. Could I get a little bit more than his valuation? I wasn't sure, but as you can see, look at all these accepting coming in. So obviously I matched their wages, matched the years, and gave them squad rotation player, because there will not be first team players in this team because of how low rated they are. I gave them the squad rotation because I'm sure at their age they'd love a squad rotation role in a club. So that is what I gave them, and I think that it's going to go well. I think that each player is going to accept a squad rotation role because of how young they are. I just need to get them in the training because we need to get them high rated as possible. But as you can see, the left mid did accept our offer for squad rotation player. So we have our first signing of the series, and we move straight into our fifth game. I think it's our 4th game of the season against Avellino, and we win 2-0. So that is amazing. We are doing really well in this league, in this cup. So Leyton Orient say that it's unacceptable, the bid, so buffed it up one more again just to see how cheap we can actually get him for. And as you can see, we get £400,000 from the cup. So we move a couple of days ahead. Alexandra didn't want to pursue Goodship, so they didn't do that, and we also accept our bid for the right mid and the centre mid from Grimsby Town. That is going to be amazing for our squad depth, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes. So we now move into the final of the European International Cup, but before we do that, we get a contract accepted from Dale Coleman, so he is joining the club. We also get one from Leon Davis as well, a right back. This is going to be amazing, guys. We've got 2 more signings in the club, meaning our squad depth is getting there. But we do move into our final game of the cup. So let's see how we can do. If we can win this, this will be a massive boost for the club's view on us and everything like that. And we do in fact win 2-1, which is amazing. So we actually won the International Cup at the start of the season. And we also get accepted from Leyton Orient, this right back that we really need. So I gave him the squad rotation player and matched his wages, and it looks like he is on his way. We also get an extra 500,000 for winning the tournament as well, which is crazy. So I decided with our new training people, we need to train new players because we've got new low rated players in our team, and we need to get them high rated as possible before the season starts. So as you can see, I put in I didn't put Jordan Holt in because he's on loan. I put the Grimsby centre mid in, the right back, and also Dale as well, because they are the players that are going to be more crucial to us. So I think I'll put Dale on 2 and the Grimsby centre mid on 2 as well, because he is only 45 rated. So we need to get that up before the season starts. And he's obviously going to be a crucial player in our team. So So then, as you can see, while I was waiting for the season to start, I stopped a random day and I decided to go through the team and see what players I have and sort them out and make sure that I have players for every position. And it turns out that we have too many strikers, so we are actually going to have to get rid of some strikers, but I'm going to have to deal with that after our first league game of the season. But we do sort everyone out and everyone is ready for the season to start. So, after all the training was happening, I decided to stop the simulation on the 1st of the next month because we obviously get our scouting update back. And it brings us back an 88 rated potential and an 80 potential player, which obviously we're going to sign up straight away. Any players that we can get now would be crazy. And I decided to simulate to the the first game of the series. And our player comes back from injury, which is always a good thing. So we have a crucial centre back now, just in case any other injuries happen. So before the video ends, I'd like to go and see the youth players. So obviously we have a centre mid and a centre forward. The centre forward being the higher potential person. There is a look at his stats, and I'm thinking about giving him a contract straight off. But thank you all so much for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.